Hey, welcome back to Beer Kings Beer Reviews. I'm Scott White, and here's another beer review for you, my beer tubers. Well, today is the official ending of Germany's Oktoberfest, and without that, we wouldn't have had all these Oktoberfest beers slash more or less a lot of these autumn style beers. But today, since it's the end of Oktoberfest, I'm going to head into some more fall style beers. But I found this one and it sounded intriguing. So, bam, the Bruery Autumn Maple. And with all the pumpkin style beers floating around right now, I also have a joint review to do with a pumpkin beer. Um, I thought, well, why don't I just switch it up just a little bit? So I was reading this. This here is a Belgian style brown ale brewed with yams, molasses, maple syrup, and spices. It says right here, down at the bottom right here, it states that we didn't need pumpkin in our beers. Big, bold, spicy. Oh, yet so yummy. Our delicious brown ale is perfect for those cold autumn nights. Well, it's starting to get cold here, and I like how it says alcohol 10% by volume, uh, trick or treat. It's unfiltered bottle condition. So, my thing is with a Belgian style, there should be a little, coating down here of yeast. So let's be very, very careful not to disturb that and pour this into the glass and see if we can get the smells, tastes, and whatnot. Here we go. Ooh, that's a lot of smoke coming up out of there. If nobody has seen this yet, nice, a little orange and yellow there for the fall season. Let's get this off inside the glass. I had to catch that one. That was going to be bad. Can't say that I got any of the yeast particles floating around there. That was a little bit of an accidental rough pour, but yes, you can't see it as well as I can, but it is lighter around here and here. When I look at it through the light, it is like a very dark mahogany style beer. The head grew very, very quickly, as it usually does with Belgian style beers. It will tend to go down a little bit quicker on this side because I had to, catch it, or it would have just flown over the glass. I'll probably dip a little bit more in here in a few minutes, but as of right now, small, very, very small bubbles down here, connected with tight, big laced bubbles here. The top of it looks very rocky, but it's very, very fluffy. Um, Again, unfiltered, definitely unfiltered. It is very, very dark and hazy brown. Kind of reminds me of exactly this, the colors on the of the trees right about now. Um, the one thing that they don't have on this bottle is any IBUs. I would assume that they're fairly low, but the only thing that I don't know that's going to be worth it is the price tag on this, and I had to pay like $12.30 for this bottle. Um, I don't know how I feel about that. I've never had this beer, so I don't know if it's going to be well worth it or if it's not. Um, Unfortunately, I had to take the sip of the foam. So let's just ignore that and go directly into the aroma. can smell the Belgian yeast. That is very apparent. Get these glasses off. Sweet. Wonder what style of yams they use. It smells very sweet. You can smell the molasses or like a candied sugar yams or um, like kind of like a brown sugar or even like a sweet potato kind of, smell to it. It does smell very mapley. There is like a green hint to it, like a leafy green smell coming out of it. Smells very candy-like, so I don't know. I'm gonna dip up in this and let you know what I think of it. Um, Prost. Cheers, my friends. Very, 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 very different than any of the pumpkin beers out there. I find this is to be pleasant. Um, I'm getting the maple. I'm getting a slight hint of molasses. I am getting a little bit of a hot bitterness to it, but at the same time, I'm getting those like I said before, like the candied yams or like maybe even a hint of like sweet potato pie. Um, Definitely one to have with your Thanksgiving dinner. Um, Buy up a bottle, save it, share it with family, friends, whatnot around Thanksgiving. Um, I think it would match very well with like a turkey sandwich. Help to pair nicely with a Thanksgiving dinner. Um, I don't know. I find this to be very different. Not bad, but just odd. I've never had anything like this before. I've never had this beer before, so this is my first time. Um, Very sweet. I'm even getting like a cherry note to it, like a dark cherry, maybe some like candied plums, like the sugar plums. It's very inviting. The one part of that um, yeast that really sticks out is definitely like the big bold banana flavors and the bubble gum and like a little bit of the clove. That's they kind of shine through. Um, but the molasses and the maple kind of tone it down just a notch. I mean, you get that initial, oh, there it is, and then it's just, I mean, each and every flavor is kind of like intersecting with each other and flowing very nicely right into the next. What I'm finding, like I said, is that Belgian yeast, then it flows into like either the molasses or the maple syrup kind of flavor, and then it goes right into the yams and the candy sweetness kind of mold together, but right in like between there is like a little bit of a hot bitterness, and then you get left with a little bit of that leafy green kind of hoppiness in the back end of your palate. Um, it's not a dry beer. It is a very moist beer. But it's still yet at the same time it's very intriguing and draws you back for another sip. So I would sit there and say this is a very unique beer. Um, I would probably buy it again if especially if it's still out and around. If I can find some more bottles around Thanksgiving. I find this one, like I said before, to pair it with that or to pair it with turkey, period. Um, or maybe like a honey glazed ham. I think the flavors in this would go well with it. Or if you want to start cooking, right there. Uh, Go ahead, pour it in with your slow cooker or whatever, and maybe glaze your ham with it or something. It would remind me very well to do very well with a ham too. With that said, I'm going to jump up out of here. I do like this beer. It is a very different beer. Um, Prost, cheers, and do not drink and drive. If you had this one, let me know. Maybe I'm not getting it totally straight, man. Maybe you guys can throw some hints towards me or let me know what I'm not getting. Um, don't drink and drive. Stop texting and driving. And please remember, again, rate, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys on the flip side. Prost.